attracting talent or legal talent to Hong Kong certainly become more difficult, but it hasn't completely dried up. There are lawyers moving here. We are still seeing returnees. I think similarly, where perhaps some expats are moving out of Hong Kong to move back to where their families are, equally so, there are expat Hong Kong people in the States or in London who also want to move back to be closer to their families. So we are still seeing people coming in and out. We've moved people from the States in. We've moved people from London in. We've also moved people from mainland China into Hong Kong. So, it's not as many as usual. It's not, for example, in an area that's difficult to hire with talent, derivatives, for example, you could often look to the London and New York markets and be able to find someone with very sophisticated experience who wants to move here. That's happening less, but it isn't, it hasn't dried up. Some people are prepared to do the 3 weeks in quarantine. If you're offered a very good opportunity for very good money in a place like Hong Kong, which is still an amazing place to live, 3 weeks quarantine is, not that big a deal, So we have not, so we are still seeing people coming in, but not as many. What we haven't really seen in legal has been the exodus. There's not, possibly because of jurisdiction issues. Also, a lot of the lawyers here, a large part of their selling point is that they speak Chinese, which is not necessarily as big a selling point in other locations. And expats here, look, if you're a partner, you still have your clients here. Unless you're ready to retire, you're still going to continue working here. You can't take that book to London generally. And again, if you're a lawyer in-house, unless something amazing comes up back in your home country, you're in a good position here. I spoke to a lawyer recently who moved back to North America, and they said, every job they're applying for, there's a ton of other candidates who've got experience on the ground or who are familiar with that business already. You're not going back and walking straight into a great job. So we've not really seen exodus from legal. Internally in Hong Kong, yes, there's been a huge amount of resignations, a huge amount of movement. We've seen people being bought out from their bonuses a month before the bonus is going to get paid. We're seeing incredible pay rises for people to move jobs. 50% plus sometimes in some cases. Sign-on bonuses from law firms and from in-house. So when that kind of money's available, plus the lower level of tax, plus the availability of domestic helpers, people aren't flocking to get back to London and go to work in the drizzle in a packed tube train to pay 40-50% tax and national insurance. It is not a great option for most people. It's that simple. Hong Kong is still a fantastic place to live, so we haven't seen an exodus, again, will it continue? We've spoken to some general counsels who said they're expecting an exodus after this round of bonuses. Now, I think they will see an exodus from their teams in this round of bonuses. However, I don't know if that's going to be to leave Hong Kong. I think we're going to see a lot of resignations to move around. No one we're speaking to is planning to leave Hong Kong. Everyone you speak to says that, that I'd be mad to move back home. So, and I appreciate, there is an exodus from Hong Kong. You can see that from the international schools, and you can see that from some of the private members clubs. It is happening, but not really so much in legal.